Saka started the season extremely poorly. Martinelli, what's he done?
He ain't scored, but I can't lie, man. You know, I've been fighting Arsenal fans over that.
Deluded. He hasn't looked good in any game.
He's missed 2 silly
chances.
But
it's not even goals, bro. It's not even goals, bruv. Like he don't look like a good footballer, bruv.
Obviously, you can only play with what's in front of you. There are adversities, but we need to know that that's there at the Etihad, that Old Trafford, that Anfield. Yeah, cool, it was at Crystal Palace, but them sort of things there. So we're going to have to keep going. And I think as good as we've been in the last 5 games, the only perfect performance with Bournemouth, which, again, Bournemouth couldn't do anything to us. I think we were probably... Our backs were against the wall a bit too much against Palace. Fulham and Villa, who we've just played, the game should have been done in the first half. Anytime you don't do that, you face a risk. Now, fortunately, we won those games, but how many times have you seen, you know, Arsenal and Aston Villa probably draw a game like that despite all the dominance or lose to Fulham? So I do like the reactions to setbacks, but there's a lot of improvements, and I don't feel some fans are actually listening to what Mikel Arteta is saying, because he's saying all of these things. Like, we're not going to win every game and be amazing, but what I do like is we're going to have our time. When we've seen you lot drop points, Chelsea drop points, etc., and we take advantage, we're giving ourselves a somewhat sort of floor to fall upon. And that's what it came down to last season, really. You know, there's still a lot I need to see. Still a lot.
No, 100%. So far, so good. And that's what I mean. The injuries are topping up, bro. And when you look at your best players, bro, like the distance between your best players and the people that replace them is big, bro. Like, especially right now, bruv, the midfield. And bruv, when I watch Jesus, bro, when I watch Arsenal, bruv, like Gabriel Jesus, yeah,
he gets injured. It's a myth.
He's the only player, yeah. When I'm watching Arsenal, I'm just like, cool. Like, he's the difference today. There's been loads of times, bruv, this season where Gabriel Jesus has been the difference, bro, between you lot looking good and you man looking like the same team as last season, bro. One player. Thomas Partey, you can't rely on anyway. Martinelli's hot and cold.
8-9 games on the spin. We have to. I like the guy with ability and that, but it's time to give up on that. I can't bet on your fitness. You've cost 45 million. You've played 8-9 games on the spin since you've been here. You can't.
But this is what I'm saying, bro. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, you look at it. Saka started the season extremely poorly. Martinelli. What's he done?
He ain't scored, but I can't lie, man. You know, I've been fighting Arsenal fans over that.
Deluded. He hasn't looked good in any game.
He's missed 2 silly chances.
But it's not even goals, bro. It's not even goals, bruv. Like, he don't look like a good footballer, bruv. If you didn't,
that's harsh.
If you never,
he did all right. Still, that's harsh.
Listen, man. He don't look like a good footballer this season, bro. You're still letting him off because he had a decent season last season, and also. That man's even spoken to Arsenal fans, and a lot of them have said to me, real talk, yeah, because he kind of dug you lot up, yeah, when you were you man are kind of letting him off, blood, you know?
Arsenal fans, man.
Him and Smith Rowe, yeah, because him and Smith Rowe, yeah, dug you man out the fire, yeah.
But this is where these Arsenal fans shut, because they sent for Saka and Smith Rowe before they did that. They're sending for Smith Rowe now. Saka needs to score an assist, but I have to call it as I see it. Yeah, he needs to score. Yeah, he should have scored yesterday. But in terms of the pressing, in terms of the defensive work, in terms of getting in the right positions, you're doing the right things. You need to play a lot better, but you're doing the right things. If you're playing and I don't care about these guys individually. I just care about top 4. You know, if there was a right winger that could talk to Saka in that squad as there should be, needs to get dropped, but I don't think he's playing.
But this is the argument. This is the argument. When he didn't have better players around him, like the Jesuses and stuff like that, he looked better, bro. What I'm saying is now Arsenal have leveled up here, not massively, but there's better players in the squad now. He is no longer your best player, yeah, and
that's what we wanted. Let these young guys be young 20-year-olds, bro.
Like, I hear that you don't want it, but then he shouldn't, bruv. Like, if you're relying on him, yeah, for the whole season at right wing, blood. In my opinion, it's long.
And this is where, you know, when I look at the injuries with centre mid, where you look at what you just said with right wing, this is where I'm not necessarily away from how you've played. I'm not going to get at the players. I'm not going to get at the fans. That's on Edu and Arteta. You lot made this squad. We have, like you said, but I'm pretty sure if you go through all your streams last year, we said the same things about injuries. If you don't learn from your previous mistakes, you're an idiot. Like, so any problems that we have with injuries and knock-on effects and whatnot, and the issues we face, this is where them two have to be held accountable. I like that you tried to get a winger. I somewhat like in the last 2 windows how we're not just trying to sign players for the sake of it, but we tried only goes so far. If I try to pass a test and I don't pass, I don't get that qualification. So it only goes so far. And that the blame has to be on them. No one can get our owners as well. There's been bread. You know, you lot were ready to spend. Obviously, you wanted Barcelona and then Chelsea, but you was ready to spend 50-odd million on Thingy, on Rafinha. So you must have. There has to have been wingers of all various different levels, and that. I know we brought in Marquinhos and that, but yeah, man, we're in issues.
No, I hear you, brother. No, brother, listen, you man know. Man watched the Arsenal game yesterday, bro. Martinelli scored yesterday, but bro, Martinelli on his day looks dangerous, blood. Like dangerous. He don't look like that every game, though. He's mad inconsistent, bro, in terms of his level of performance. Man can tell me he's not, because he's a player that I rate, blood. I think he's one of Arsenal's best players when he's on it, bro. When he's on it and he's cooking, he's dangerous. But this sometimes he's looking wavy, sometimes he's kind of looking a bit like, I wouldn't say disinterested, but it just looks all over the place.
You know what it is with him? He looks like he needs to be gassed up. Like he needs to be gassed. Like the atmosphere has to be right for him, because he kind of does. I think he started the season well. You know, he played off the left in pre-season. He's made that his own, which is bad news for Smith Rowe or anyone else. I think he's done all right. I'd say the only thing with him, and as you know, once you get to this, your technical level isn't going to be too refined, but I think it needs to refine a bit. I think the decision making needs to improve. I think he does that young player thing for us on a couple of times where we're chasing games, trying to get into it, where it's not that you're trying to be the star, but you're shooting all the time where you don't necessarily just keep a cool head, really. Them sort of things there, man. But he started off well, man. He's probably one of our players of the month, really.
That's what I'm saying. Bro, man said you took to tell me about their age, bruv. I know how old they are. I don't give a like deluded will tell you, bro. If you're, do you know what I mean? If you're old and if you're good enough, you're old enough, bro.
Simple.
It's that simple. Do you know what I'm saying? Man, I say, no, they're 21 years old. But that's what I'm saying. Man, I say, no, 21 years old and that, bruv. No one says that about Mbappe and them, man, there, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? No one says, oh, man's only 22 and that. Bruv, I don't care, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, we just signed a 22-year-old right winger, bro. If he's not playing well, you're never gonna hear me say, oh, he's 22 years old. I don't give a shit what he is. This brother's been playing Champions League football for the last couple of years. Like, it's not about his age, bruv. Do you know what I mean? It's either man's good enough and he's performing or he's not, bro. Do you know what I mean? And the same goes for Sanchez as well. Sanchez, he's a kid as well, bruv. He's 21, 22. Bruv, you've never heard me mention his age. Never, because it's not important. It's either he's playing well or he's not playing well. Man, need to stop this bullshit age thing. Vinny's 22, bro. Like, man, need to stop this age nonsense, bro. Football's a young man's game, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Haaland's 22. Man scored 2 hat-tricks in a row. Was man saying he's only young? Bruv, I don't want to hear this, he's only young. It's either man's mashing work or he's not. That's it.
It's fair enough, really.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Not talking about things like,
but
this is what I'm saying. High expectations.
And the thing is, remember, I support Man United. I've seen it with Rashford. When our team as a whole was, Rashford was one of them players that all the fans were hanging their hat on. And now, Pravin, he don't get in our best team, bro, because we've leveled up.
I used to catch a lot of corn for that. I remember vividly the Rashford thing where...
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, bro?
But yeah, man.
Bro, and now, all of a sudden, the team's leveled up. Rashford don't get in our best team no more. It's not like he's gotten... It's just that, bro, the team that he's playing in is a lot better. So now you're seeing all his deficiencies more, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Saka's a decent player, but he ain't got no competition on that right-hand side.
And that's the thing.
He should have competition, bro. You saw Pepe.
Where you look at Saka, where you look at Xhaka, and when you look at Ramsdale, they're the only ones that I can say, unless a madness happens, you probably won't lose your spot in the team. Matt Turner's not talking to Ramsdale. Xhaka's playing well for all his faults, and there's no one that's going to talk to him. That's probably a gift or a curse in itself. As you said, there's no winger there, really. And there's no excuses in it. Like, this is, you know what you needed to do in the summer. You know what, obviously, you can't do everything. I'm sure your club, my club, Chelsea, everyone, some have done more than others. Some would have liked to have done. But there's no excuses. Once the window shuts, you've got to use what you have, really and truly.
Yeah, no, 100%. A man saying Arsenal didn't want to pay the 50 million for Neto, bro. Honestly, like, if you're ambitious, yeah, and you want to finish in the top 4 and you want to play Champions League football, should have just paid the money. I'll be honest. Do you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that's got to concern Arsenal fans, bro, because it's like, cool, I understand you, man, have your favorites, but football is a squad game, bruv. football is a squad game. You need competition for places all over the pitch.
They wanted more than 50 mil, so it's gonna get mad. Like it's gonna get mad unless there's a guarantee that Neto, I'm having Neto. If it really is 50 mil, I'm having that. But unless we've been down the street, your club, my club, spending money. If spending money was that, we'd be wavy again. If as long as man have scouted and they know that 100% the quality is gonna match, go and do it. That's the only thing I'll give Arteta and Edu that they haven't spent sometimes where he didn't. Club wanted to spend the bag on 70 million for his, that we may have missed out on Jesus if that was the thing, really. So that I do agree with that. And again, one thing that I find a problem with Arsenal, obviously we was the third choice for Rafinha with Barcelona and Chelsea, and you know, there was the Paquetas and things. No one wants to sell good players. Like no one wants to sell good players, so you have to give them something that they can't reject. And I think that's when we try to do the penny pinching thing, or we'll do it, structure the payments in a certain way where we're going to fall short. So if you're not going to do that, you need to be able to scout half of these household names before they become these guys. Like what? Anthony just went to United for silly money. Ajax had to have found him somewhere in Brazil. Do you find these guys before them breakout things happen?
Yeah.
I don't know.
100%, bro. And that's what it comes down to, what your overall goals are as a football club.